At my sister's wedding rehearsal, my mom barked, "You're the rotten mistake. Stay the hell away from her day." After I covered $25,000 for the venue, dress, and catering but wasn't even invited. I said, "You'll pay for every damn cent in public." I froze the accounts, canceled the vendors, hijacked the projector with proof. But what the groom did next left the entire wedding in ruins. "You've done enough damage, Evan. Just get out." Damage? I laughed, sharp and bitter. "I paid for this entire damn wedding, Mom. Because you needed to feel important. You always do. But this day isn't about you, and it never will be. I paid because Sarah asked me, because you couldn't and Dad wouldn't, and now I'm not even invited?" The rehearsal dinner froze around us. Sarah stiffened by the chafing lace of the gown I paid for, and Jason, the groom, pulled her away like I was a volatile dog on the loose. My mom's lips curled back, her voice venom-tipped. "You were a rotten mistake, Evan. A leftover from a broken marriage. And you think money erases what you are?" Silence. Every eye in the venue turned to me, the guy who'd bankrolled it all now being publicly gutted. "You'll pay for every damn cent in public." I turned calmly. And not just the money, the truth too. "I'm Evan. I'm 26, and I was raised to be useful, not loved." I didn't storm out. I didn't cry. I walked out of the venue, down the long stone path. I paid a landscaper to line with fairy lights. "My name's Evan Carter. I'm 26. I work in finance, live in Pittsburgh, and I've been used more times by this family than I can count. They don't love me. They love what I do for them." When I was 19, my dad left. And when he left, my mom didn't fall apart. She just redirected her rage at me. I became the man of the house while Sarah got to grieve. I took 2 jobs, gave up college, paid bills, quietly, never complained. But now they'd erased me from a wedding I funded because I didn't fit the image, because I'm the bastard son from the first marriage. Not the golden child from the second, but I'm done swallowing silence. The family cast and their injustice. Mom, Lena, 58. Cold, image-obsessed, used me as a bank, not a son. Told people she only had 1 child after Dad left. Sarah, 23. My half-sister. I raised her like she was mine when Mom shut down. Now she pretends I'm her cousin in public. Jason, 29. Her fiancé, barely knows me, called me the ATM with issues once when I overheard. Dad, Walter, 63. Retired, lives in Florida, only sends birthday cards to Sarah, said I was an accident in a voicemail once. I called the venue the next morning and asked for every invoice. $8,500 for catering, $4,200 for the venue deposit, $5,000 for the dress and alterations, $7,300 miscellaneous, flowers, lighting, planner, paid from my account, my business credit card, under my LLC. When I asked why I wasn't invited, I was told the wedding was small, intimate, only real family. They thought I'd just take it. They thought I'd fade into the backdrop. What they didn't know was I'd already suspected something was off. When Sarah started dodging my texts, when Mom got weird about not causing tension. So I made backups, paper trails, contracts, and a plan. It wasn't just the wedding. I found out through a mutual friend. My mother remortgaged the house using my name as cosigner. Forged. The document was buried under a different LLC, one I'd created for tax sheltering when I opened my firm. She used my saved digital signature. I called the bank. Verified the fraud. My social security number was on it. So was my name. They used me as collateral. Again. Quietly. Illegally. When I confronted Mom, she laughed. "You owe this family. Without us, you'd be nothing. Without me, you wouldn't have a house." I could have gone to the police, but something deeper rooted inside me. They needed public exposure, a reckoning, not behind bars, in front of everyone. I froze the accounts that weekend, canceled the vendors under my business's right to dissolve contracts without confirmation of service. The venue, rebooked, catering, gone, dress pickup, blocked, floral truck, redirected. I made one last call to the DJ, and I sent him a folder. 3 years ago, Sarah called me at 3 a.m., crying. Jason had pushed her during a fight. Her wrist was bruised. I drove 70 miles in the rain to get her out. She stayed with me for 2 weeks. We talked, ate Chinese food. I paid for her therapy. Then one day, she just left. Back to him. No explanation. And when I brought it up after they got re-engaged, she said, "I don't need you getting in the way of my happiness." That night, I cried in the garage. I hadn't cried in years. She made me feel like a disease. That memory, her sobbing in my arms, then erasing it, never left me. It lived in my bones. And now they wanted me gone from the one day I helped make possible? No. At the wedding, just before vows, the DJ paused the music. "I've been asked to play a short video from the wedding's original sponsor." The screen flashed on behind the altar. I watched from the back row, wearing a plain black suit. Uninvited. Unnoticed. The video was calm, clinical, timestamps, receipts, invoices showing I paid, bank statements tied to my LLC, audio of Sarah asking me to help, saying, "I just need this, Evan, please." A clip of Jason, drunkenly mocking me at his bachelor party. Sarah's broke brother thinks he's part of the family, jokes on him. And the final clip. Sarah tear-streaked, whispering, "Don't tell Mom, but I wish Evan had raised me. He was more of a parent than she ever was." Gasps, murmurs, then silence. Jason turned to her. "What the hell is this?" Sarah's lips parted, but she couldn't speak. She just looked at me. Finally, really looked, and I stood, calm, and left. The wedding collapsed. Guests whispered. People left. Jason's parents demanded answers. Sarah screamed at the DJ, cried, collapsed in a chair. Mom followed me outside, shaking. "You think this makes you the bigger person? You ruined your sister's future." I turned. I saved her future. From marrying a man who laughs at domestic abuse and uses her for optics, just like you used me. She slapped me, hard. I didn't flinch. "You told me I was a mistake, but I built everything you rely on. I gave up my life for you, and you buried me." She choked back tears, but I walked away. She didn't follow. This time, they were the ones left in the cold. Weeks passed. I stayed silent. My phone lit up with apologies, then insults, then silence. Then, one letter. From Sarah. "I know I let you down. I let Mom control me. I was scared to be poor again, scared to lose the one person who never gave up on me. You." I didn't respond. Not right away, but I felt something shift. I started therapy. Finally, I took myself out to dinner. Alone. First time in years. Started reading again, playing guitar again, sleeping without guilt. And when I walked past a park and saw a brother and sister laughing, I smiled. Because maybe, just maybe, I wouldn't carry all of this pain forever. A year later, Sarah showed up to my office. She'd left Jason, finished nursing school, paid me back half of what she could. She said something I'll never forget. "You were never the mistake. You were the answer no one wanted to admit we needed." We didn't hug. We just sat, talked. Mom hasn't called. Dad never will. But I've started carving a life that doesn't require their approval to exist. I've built my own house. I filled it with books, records, and silence. Peaceful silence. And on my fridge is a note from Sarah scribbled in blue ink. "Thank you for not giving up, even when I did." I still ache. But I no longer feel invisible. And that, for me, is more healing than revenge ever was.